Hello, everyone. I am going to give a quick tutorial on a few items that I would have sent out resources on regarding how to do time edits in UKG. For this first tutorial, I'm going to be talking about PTO. So I'm actually going to use somebody, an employee, because they have PTO in their bank to show what I'm trying to demonstrate. In future tutorials, I'll be using a test employee. One thing I do want to mention, these three lines up here, a lot of times we refer to those as the hamburger menu. So if you ever hear me say click on the hamburger menu, this is what I'm referring to. So first of all, you can look at this click on your hamburger menu, just kind of to give you a heads up. These icons and what they mean, this is just your favorites and what you have under there. You can look here. This is the information that's specific to you. So if you go into my information, you can see your hourly rate, your manager, things like that. And then this double head or this double silhouette here. This is your employees that report to you and you manage. For today, we're going to really be focused on the timesheet. So here's the timesheet, and what I would recommend, you just do all timesheets. And then when you click on all timesheets, you're able to search in the by last name to find the employee. And I'm sure you've all have noticed that already. So that is good. For today, one of the things I want to start with on today is I want to talk about the difference that you're going to see here in Optimum, or I'm sorry, in UKG versus Optimum. And so you'll see for this first line that it's 0808. And in UKG, that means 8 hours and 8 minutes that she worked. In Chronos, if it says 08 and this is a colon and not a dot, so this is actually 8 hours and 8 minutes. In Optimum, it would be 8.08, which would be an 0.08 of an hour. And so that would actually be about 4 minutes. So I do feel that this is going to be easier once we adjust to it. I'm going to give you some examples of what we would look at when we add PTO. So that was just one thing. Just know this 08, these odd points here, they are actually minutes and not a tenth of a minute or a part of an hour. So if the first thing I'm going to recommend is that when you go into an employee timesheet, you click on Calc Detail. And Calc Detail will break it down by week total, so you can see how many hours that person needs per week to be added for PTO. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Calc Detail here. And I'm going to come down and I'm going to see you can see that this is your raw totals. And then you can see the calculation breaks. This is where you have your lunch that was taken out, your 30-minute lunch, and the calc total. And then this is what they're getting paid for. So you can see the difference between the 838 was the raw total, the 808 is the calc total because that was their lunch being removed. And then we can look here at the weekly total, this column. If you see weekly total and you scroll down to the end of the week, since our weeks end on a Saturday, it's from Sunday to Saturday, you can see at the end of this week, she would have had 31.57 hours. Now, like I said, in the past, we would say 31.57, and that'd be a little bit over a half hour. That for UKG, we're saying she had 31 hours and 57 minutes that she worked. So in order to get her, and this particular individual works 32 hours a week. So in order to get her to 32, I would only need to add 3 minutes. So, and then if you scroll down to week 2, you can see here, it starts with Sunday, and week 2, weekly total, we're looking here, the weekly total starts over as it adds it up, and you go down to the end of the week. And for this week, she had 32 hours. So I know I don't need to add any PTO for this week. And here you can see the pay period total right here is 63.57. So that is where we have it there. So I'm going to show you, go ahead and go in and show you how to add your PTO. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to time entry. I know I need 3 minutes added to this first week. for her. So I'm going to go back to time entry. I'm going to look on the day that maybe she didn't have her full hours for that day. And I'm just going to add it right here on Wednesday. Okay, so I'm going to add PTO. I'll add another line here. And I'm going to look at raw total. I'm just going to put the total here. I'm going to put 0003. She just needed 3 minutes. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to look at time off, the time off column, click on that down arrow, and I'm going to browse for what I'm looking for. And then what I'm going to look for is paid time off. So you can see right here is what I'm going to click on. Other things like comp holiday, those two are not applicable to us, and we will be removing those from your options. But this is also where you would add bereavement. If they do not have PTO to take, you can take unpaid time off, and that's how we know that you're getting their hours up. You know, maybe they don't have PTO to take, so you're just gonna record the hours as unpaid time. So that's where you'll do all of that in this screen. But for Jill, I'm going to do paid time off. I'm going to click on that, and you can see this line. Then I have 3 minutes added as paid time off. I'm going to click save. And now I want to see, and I want to make sure that that brought her up to what her hours really should be. So I'm going to look at the calc detail. Click on calc detail again. And then I'm going to see, I'm going to scroll down here and I'm going to say, okay, on when I'm going to look at that first week because I knew it didn't add up to her full hours. And I'm going to see now that her full hours are added to 32. So I am good to go. So that is a quick summary on how you can add PTO.